Hey Flosstube, it's Monday, February 17th, and I'm home from school for the day because we have it off. So I thought I'd get a video in quickly. I did a storage video that I'll upload as well, but I want to finish that one off today while I have the time. So happy President's Day to everyone out there. If you get the day off, enjoy. Just some life updates. We've recently had Valentine's Day. That was on Friday. So our church does a dinner every year, and one of our members owns a Mexican restaurant in town. So everybody goes, and we get to play a couple fun games, and then some prizes are passed out. So we had a good time. It's funny, my husband and I, there were some people that canceled because it snowed really bad that night. My daughter had gone out with some friends after school, and she decided to spend the night because the roads, it just started coming down pretty heavy pretty quickly. And so we had, of course, a four-wheel drive truck to get us in and out. But her being a young driver, still at just 17, decided to stay at a friend's house and stay safe. So she came home the next day, which was good. But we always have a good time. We ended up sitting by ourselves because about 8 people had canceled. So we were at a table by ourselves, and it was lovely. We love it because we don't get a chance to go out very often. So when we do, we enjoy it. I've been sick the last week or so. Probably it's been all of, I spent a week of just like really dry, where you can feel it coming into your head. You're getting the head cold, but nothing producing yet. And then last Sunday, Sunday night, I came home, and after church and doing things, I was kind of like, I kind of feel yucky. And it persisted. Monday and Tuesday were the worst. Wednesday started to feel a little better, and then continued to feel better overall. But like, I've had such a sore throat. I don't know if it's just drainage or what, but I've never, unless I have strep, I've never had a sore throat that bad. I just don't usually get sore throats. So it was weird. Today is the first day I'm feeling a lot better. There's a lot of stuff at school going on, and so I've just been kind of down in general lately anyway. So it's taken its toll, apparently, the stress on my health as well. So we can't have spring come soon enough, right? January, Eric's grandma was in the hospital and wasn't doing well. I ended up sending her home, and everybody had a chance over a couple of weeks to go see her, say their goodbyes, and she passed about a month ago. And then we did celebration of life, funeral kind of thing, February 2nd, which would have been her 95th birthday. And have since gone through some of her things. And so I've got some fun stuff, items to show you that were pretty neat. But that's one of those lovely woman, going to be greatly missed, but yet lived a great life. So, you can't hope for anything more than that. But I'll start with my finish, which was an appeal to heaven. So it's a free chart, and I will list it below. We actually have the flag that we fly along with U.S. flag and a military flag that we have as well, for our son that's in the Air Force. But this one is a free chart, and my husband had found it and printed it off for me, and then gotten me the fabric and the floss a couple of years ago at Christmas time. And then recently, I had messed up on it. So one of in the tree, I had messed up somewhere and was off because this is 28 count, like Zweigart even weave that I got from Hobby Lobby. My husband got it from Hobby Lobby. And I love it. And it's great to stitch on. It's a huge piece. I've got a number of things already in the till to do on the rest of the piece. But man, I got off like a half. Like with 28 count, you don't go over one, you go over two. And so I got off a half a stitch. And I kept trying to fudge it throughout. And I just finally, I cut back a bunch to try and see if that would work. No, that didn't work. And a couple weeks ago, we were at a volleyball tournament, and I was really working on figuring out where I went wrong to even it out, and finally got it, and then whoom, was able to just quickly finish the rest of it. It wasn't much to do, just with that mess up, I was having issues. So I found this frame at Hobby Lobby, and it's a $20 frame that was on clearance for $4.99 because of the back. This piece is supposed to be attached here, but I can use either some hot glue, or I can use super glue, or I don't have to worry about it. I can rip the thing off and not use it at all because it still works. It still sets up just fine. So this is what I want to use for my finishing piece for my Appeal to Heaven. And this will just kind of give you an idea. It's not perfect. And there's all sorts of dog hair on it because it's, of course, white. But I think this will give you kind of an idea of what it's going to look like on there. So I like it with the brown, the very woody brown. It's just a very rustic look to it. And I think it'll be good. This is brown. And actually, this was supposed to be brown, but we've changed it to the black because that's how the flags are. And that's just kind of how we wanted it. So that's the floss that he had gotten for it. So I like that. Works good. I haven't worked on a ton this last month or so like that. We had Eric's grandma's passed. So we had family times that we were getting together. School's been kind of busy. Volleyball, on some of the weekends. Other weekends have been packed with other things. So this weekend, this 3 days has been wonderful. Of course, I just laid down and slept on and off all day yesterday, the day before. I haven't been able to sleep at night because I've just been coughing and coughing and coughing. So because of that, I, then try to get some sleep caught up during the day. But I love this chart. This one is called White Winter Moth. I just always call it Winter Moth, and that's not actually accurate. And this is a Kathy Barrick piece. It is a fun chart to stitch on. Every time I get it out, I'm able to get a little bit more done. But every time I always feel like, oh man, I just don't get very far. But I'm getting there. So I've added a number of motifs. I finished a good chunk of this part of the moth, and then the body of the moth, the not just the wing, but the body of it. Added this motif, one or two of these. This was already done. That was done. This was done. I think I added these two as well. So I'm getting there. And then the bottom part. I'm doing this on Vintage Country Mocha. And it is, I think, 36 count. Yep, 36 count Vintage Country Mocha using the DMC called for colors. They're very pretty and very basic. There's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. I love charts like that are just real simple. And All right, so that's really the only WIP for this month that I worked on. I did have 2 new starts, however. The first one is by Plum Street Samplers, and it's called Proverbs 31 Sampler. And what it says is, she seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. Proverbs 31:13. So I'm using all the called for. The only ones I changed were eggshell, Classic Colorworks eggshell. I used what they had charted for it, the DMC for that, in ecru, and instead of hickory sticks, I used the 3787. So, and this is my start. Sorry, it's not ironed, but it's very small. It looks on here like it's going to be a whole lot bigger, but it's really not. So, and I'm doing it on, it calls for 36 count Legionnaire latte, and I am doing it on 40 count sand. On the other part of this fabric, I am doing another new start. This one I just started yesterday, and it's one I've wanted to start for a long time. It's my Home in the Garden by Hello from Liz Mathews. And I don't have a very big start. I've only worked on it for a partial night. But as I'm needing something a little more spring-like right now added in, I thought, oh, let's just start it. I try to save these for other times, but like, you know, as we get into more spring to work on, and we still have tons of snow outside. So I don't think in this week it's going to be like in the way below zero and single digits. So not going to be all that much fun. I always try to remember to use my cross stitch journal. It is nice to go back and look at the ones that I have finished. It gives you a place to add new ones. There's up to 50 that you can put in here. And then this is the type of, so like my new one that I just did, Proverbs 31. It gives you a place to put the name, the designer, what you're stitching it on, the stitch count, your floss. I don't really ever use the time tracker. Every once in a while I add something in the notes, but anyway, I have a couple of these so that I can, you know, if I get done with this one, I can start in on another one. But as I finish them, I mark them off in the beginning with like a star that I finished it. Okay. The next couple of things I want to show you are some haul, and then I'll go backwards. So I got from this company called Mad for Minders on Etsy. I bought these for my friend Anne. So Anne, if you're watching, don't look. These I purchased, I think, back for Christmas, and it takes a while because they must make them as they go, kind of thing. So I had to order them, and it takes over a month to get them. But I did want to show these before Anne gets these. So the kitty one says, easily distracted by cats and fabric. And then she collects a lot of vintage dishes and bowls. So the ones that I got are this cute little kitty, Christmas kitty. strawberry shortcake because I love strawberry shortcake. A We the People Constitution, and then a cute little snowman. So as I get new ones up and going, I'll put those on there with them as well. So that is madforminders.com, or they have an Etsy shop as well. Okay. The other haul I got, which wasn't much, I have a Moda account. So I use this, and I need to get better at keeping track of it. For actually writing down, what I do every day for stitching and stuff. It's just a cheap planner that they, sent me at one point. Then I don't come to the videos and I'm not like, oh man, what did I do this month? What have I done so far? And what did I get? I need to write everything down in there, and I'm just not good at doing that yet. So it's a goal. It's a goal I have to get better at. But with Moda, I ordered a bunch of Robin Pickens cross stitch charts, and I just think they're adorable. Some of these I would love to start. So there's this one, Cardinals Winter. She's a quilter as well, so there's always like quilt designs and things in her charts a lot of times. This one is Blue Jays Summer. And blue jays are so beautiful. We have a story about blue jays that I use in my reading groups, but how they're such bullies because they're not very nice birds, but they are beautiful to look at. This is Blackbird's Autumn. I was looking on here to see what she uses for, I guess it's orange medium spice and then tangerine medium. So those are DMCs, because I'm looking on here going, this is all, it looks like it's variegated. What variegated color is that orange? But it's not. She just uses like 2 or 3 different colors, which is nice. And then here's the Acorn Trio. What really makes this one is this fabric that she uses in the back of the frame. I mean, that really helps it to pop. And the last one I've got is the Spring, Robin Spring. And I just love this one. It's so pretty. I think I saw Sarah from Sarah Stitching do this one, and it was so pretty. She actually has like a calendar piece where she changes out the days and stuff, and is using these on the inside, I believe. It's really pretty. I can't remember where she got it from, if it's a Chantills or if it's like something from Hobby Lobby. I don't remember. But all right. I do have some freebie charts that I found and printed off and would like to share with you that are February ones. So give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Okay. So I'm kind of picky. I'm not a big one to stitch for Valentine's Day for whatever reason. Just not my thing. I don't really decorate a ton with it. I keep out red stuff, and I've got a couple of little pillows and like a set of books, that read, Be My Valentine or something like that. For the most part, I just keep up winter because it's clearly still very much winter for us here in Northern Illinois. So, but the Fat Quarter Shop has a couple of nice freebies on there that you can do. And I really thought this one was pretty, the Love Note. They added, of course, the fabric in the back, and then they put it on a red cutting board type of thing with a ribbon. But you wouldn't have to do any of that, It's super pretty just like it is. It's got a nice border to it on there, which is beautiful. And then the other one that I thought was super cute, and I thought, because it shows this little, candied heart in all the different colors. Gives you DMC options of different colors. I thought, wouldn't that be cute? Because they are on, if you did them on 25 count Lugana, which is usually Lori Holt's type of stuff. They come out to be like 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And wouldn't those be cute in a little dough bowl, and do one of each? Now these all say XOXO. I'm thinking you could probably change it to, you could do chart Be Mine. You could chart love on one of them. You could, heart on one of them. There's a whole bunch of little things you could probably, little sayings you could chart on there yourself, and then have a bunch of, the different colored ones. And I think that would be, sweet to do in a little dough bowl. And then here's a couple of others that I found for spring or anytime. So this one's also, you can get it. This is a heart and hand one that I found. And it says, do what you love, stitch. And I was like, oh, that's a perfect freebie. So they finished it, in the circle. But it's just a freebie chart. And I think I found this on Fat Quarter Shop too. But you could just go to Heart and Hand, and I think it's on there. And then this one is by Cherry Hill Stitchery. Again, I think you can find it as well at their Facebook page or on Fat Quarter Shops. But it's a spring one, and it says Happy Easter. And the chart is even, you can print off a color chart or just the black and white chart. So I'm just going to show them real quick. There you go. Now you have to go get your own. But yeah, those were cute ones that I was able to find. And I know I always like getting some freebies. So this one was on 32 count, and it's about 6.5 by almost 4 for the size of that one. But super cute. So anyway, I always like to share some freebies if I find freebies. Now, the last thing I'm going to share are some of the things that we found of Eric's grandma's. So there was this almost like picnic basket thing in her sewing area. And as we went through, there's this dear baby. And some of you maybe remember stitching something like this. It was from the Better Homes and Gardens Custom Design Collection. And there is actually in here a Family Circle magazine. I don't know. There was nothing stitchy-wise in here, so I'm not sure why it was in there. But come to find out, she has this one all but done. And it's so cute. It says, Dear little one, waking, sleeping, may you be safe within God's keeping. And it's so cute. So she had that one done. And then come to find out, I find another one. And it's still hooped up. She's in the process of it. It's not finished. The same thing. She has 2 complete charts in here. Kits, maybe, I guess. And then I find this. And so I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is. There's some of the transfer paper that you would use. So, okay. Then I happen to open this up. And in here is her handwriting that shows my husband's name and birth date and size, and then his little brother's name, birth date, and size. So clearly she was making these for the 2 of them. So it's so cute. I was just like, oh my goodness. But then she never got to them. So like on this first one, which would have been my husband's, Eric's, it's in this spot down here on the bottom where you would put their name and date and stuff. And so my husband's like, well, I don't know. His mom really wants me to finish them. But he's like, yeah, I don't know that I want you to finish them. Maybe, he just wants to keep them just like this because it's the work she had done on them. And I totally understand that. I have a lot of quilts from my grandmother's, great-grandmother's. And I definitely, not really from my grandmother's, my great-grandmother's. To be able to have that piece of history is so cool. Well, then another day he was in there and they had gone through another part of one of the bedrooms upstairs and he found this. And this is so cool. And it's beautiful and it's all done. And of course, this is our last name. I'm a gum. And she would have made it. You can see all the sequins that she used and beads for the Christmas tree, and the little stockings and all the little French knots all over everywhere. It was definitely crewling, maybe is what it's called. I don't know. It's an embroidery, not really a cross stitch piece. Like on the plastic, you can see the plastic underneath there. But isn't that just beautiful? Fully finished piece. So that's really all I have to share with you for this time around. I hope you can stay warm. And, like my son is out in Phoenix and he's more than warm. And I think they're supposed to be getting actually like record highs this coming week, where we're at, 30 below. But I don't think it'll last long. A few more days. And then I think we're supposed to get back to some normal, at least double digits, 20s, 30s, and I think there's one day, my husband was saying maybe next week that'll be in the 40s or so. So anyway, I hope you get a lot of stitching time in. If it's, that's the best part of not wanting to be outside is that you can be inside getting stuff done. So anyway, I hope you have lots of good health and stitching time. Take care.